We're climbing up to Red Pass. So far the traverses have been extremely mellow. We hope that continues. Mountaineer Pammy is kicking steps up to the trail. Good job, Pammy.
Back with the boot track. Can you help dig my foot out?
Yep, I'm coming.
Frozen in.
Another use of the trowel. Alright, this is Red Pass looking north to Glacier. Down the valley we just came up. Really mellow traverses. No ice axe or microspikes required. Here's one side of the saddle. Here's looking south. And our first glimpse of Rainier. She is beautiful. I accidentally hit pause. Of Rainier.
Alright, so I just got my crampons on. Here's the beautiful view. And this doesn't look terrible, this first part, and I wasn't even gonna like really do anything. But the second one you can see back there is a bit steeper, and I saw someone going across it and it didn't look like they had an ice axe, and they were like kind of clinging onto the upper part like with their arms and like their whole body. So I was like, ooh, I should probably put on my crampons, get my ice axe, and then Henry can have the micro spikes, because right now we each have an ice axe. We have 2 ice axes, but just 1 set of crampons and 1 set of micro spikes that we can kind of divide among ourselves if we need them for something.
All right, this part has a very well formed boot track, which is pretty mellow. So I'd probably just use ice axe here in case of slippage to stop myself down there. But the snow conditions are pretty favorable here. But since we have our stuff, Pamela's got her crampons on. There's a really nice boot track, but it is quite steep. She's doing a great job. All right, how do you feel about your decision to bring crampons?
Excellent. That was pretty easy as it stands, and I would have really struggled with micro spikes because it's really icy. Now the boot track would have helped with the micro spikes, but it's really icy, and I could just, every time I stepped there was like little ice flying.
Yeah.
Which made me feel very secure, because that is pretty steep.
That's pretty steep.
I won't estimate the angle, because you know you're always going to overestimate an angle of slope, degree of slope, but it's very steep actually.
All right, well, looking at Gaia, the alt route, which goes down there, someone's glissaded down, and it appears to hit a trail. I don't know where that trail goes. You may have to traverse across here, then bushwhack up. I don't know. I think this trail stays high. So, glad we had what we had. This trail is insane. The scenery is insane. I know I keep saying this, but this might be... Oh, there's Rainier hiding behind that tree. My favorite view so far. So hard to decide. All right, here's our next set of traverses. All right, so a lot of stuff we have as a couple is either about weight savings, for example, we only need 1 pocket knife between us, or about redundancy and convenience, 2 charging cables, 2 power banks, 2 water filters, etc. But this is diversification. We have 1 set of crampons and 1 set of microspikes, so Pamela can wear whatever she feels most comfortable in, and I can wear either the other thing or nothing. So the reason she's putting on microspikes is there's a dirt patch that you have to go up and down that might be tricky in crampons. So Pamela's gonna wear the microspikes, I'm gonna wear nothing, and we're gonna see what happens once we get to the dirt patch if she's gonna put on crampons. Anything to add?
Nope, you would be wearing the crampons, or I would be if it was a high consequence fall.
Or if there weren't the dirt section, I'd be wearing micro spikes, she'd be wearing crampons. Or if they're high consequence, I'd be wearing crampons, she'd be wearing micro spikes. You know, you get the point.
We're not being reckless, that's the point.
Extremely well done, Pamela.
Ooh, thank you.
That was, I think, harder than the first two.
Really?
Maybe because I wasn't wearing traction.
Yeah. It's just a different set of difficulties when you're wearing crampons versus, you know, crampons, you're trying not to like step on yourself and stab your own toe.
And trip and fall down the
trip
mountain.
over yourself and, you know, that kind of thing. And the micro spikes is not quite as like digging into the snow, so it's just kind of different, but worked out.
This is a great example of the tiny traverse and the long slide that would result if you slipped. Now, you may be able to go over it. We'll see. This might be the most dramatically sustained, beautiful spot or section we've been on. It just won't stop. The alpine is incredible. So, I'm gonna get some Injinjis at our next, at the Skycomish Outfitters, because I'm slowly making Injinjis out of Band-Aids for all my blisters. All right, we had big plans this morning. 5 a.m. wake up, out of camp by 6:30. Well, the problem was that I have an alarm clock which wakes me up, and then I'm the alarm clock for Pamela. And this alarm clock right here slept in because every time, it was so cold last night, every time I poked my head out, I was like, oh, it's so cold. And there was a lot of condensation. So it was like cold and wet inside our tent. And so
wet. Also, I put the sleeping bag over my head, and so condensation got in the sleeping bag, so it was also wet inside the sleeping bag.
So every time I try to wake up, I would just tunnel back under, which is very unlike me, which is why I'm the alarm clock. And
it's very like me. That's why I'm not the alarm clock.
So we ended up not waking up till 7. And then we had a bunch of stuff to deal with. And so we didn't.
A host of challenges.
Yeah, so then we didn't end up leaving until probably almost 9. So.
It's true.
We'll still make 18.5 miles today. Pamela at the very beginning of the day gets her headlamp out into an accessible place.
I have it right here in my hip belt. Let me show you how fast I can get to it.
There we go. Ready for night hiking. No, I don't think we'll come to that. Trail conditions is like way better today.
This is really saying something when the sun sets at 10 p.m. No, but the reason is because I've wanted it before in the forest earlier, because obviously it gets a lot darker. So like the other night, I was hiking around like 9 p.m. and I could have used it. So that's why it's here. All right, Henry is trying to throw his couscous into his food bag.
Okay, I got something else to try.
You're making it harder. So close. Oh gosh. Wow. Sorry.
The little ribbon of water down there. It's very beautiful. I'm not sure what's happened, but Pamela's turned it up to an 11. She's going more than 3 miles an hour. It's quite impressive. First blowdown we've seen in like 8-10 miles. Look what we have here. Lake Sally Ann.
We made it to this beautiful lake. Really booked it up here. At least booking it for me. I think would you say we booked it, Henry?
Yeah, we booked it.
We booked it. Henry was out of breath sometimes, which almost never happens when he's hiking with me.
We were going 3+ almost the entire time, even uphill.
Anyway, that for a variety of reasons that I can explain. The trail has been really good, and so when I have opportunity to like go fast, I try to do that if I can. But anyway, Henry wanted to swim, but the air is a little chilly. So then he's gonna put his feet in, but he has all his Band-Aids. He doesn't want to ruin them. Are you gonna go in or no?
I don't think so. My feet are not in good condition, and
Yeah.
these Band-Aids have helped.
Yeah, and we're gonna get the socks so soon. We'll come across more lakes, and it'll be a better setup, I think.
We?
Yeah, we're actually gonna come
Promise?
across another one today.
Tomorrow?
Is it tomorrow?
Pear Lake?
Maybe it's tomorrow. Anyway, I think unless something goes terribly wrong, yes, I think we will come across some more lakes, but I don't make promises typically, so many promises, because who knows? But anyway, this is a very beautiful lake, and I'm eating a ramen snack. Yum.
I tried some of it. Not sure I've ever had ramen before. Delicious.
Yeah,
It's like flavored rice.
really good. To be fair, this is not regular ramen. This is like the stir fry stuff, so it has a little bit of chicken and some vegetables in there, so it's a little better than normal ramen, but it's really good.
Those marmots can really scream.